Hi everyone, welcome to the Shobitam Ikat Special Trunk Show, live from the looms of Kochimpalli in Thailand. Let's give it a few more minutes for more people to join in. We are actually live here at the loom. And there's a beautiful couple here who's been weaving for years together. We will talk about them in a bit. Let's just allow a couple more minutes so that more folks can join us. Hi everyone. A big warm welcome from me, Aparna, to everyone who's joining in on Instagram and Facebook. At the heart of every Shobitam creation are craftsmen and weavers who bring every piece to life. They are people who've not received any formal training. They've not gone through this from textbooks. It's just learning that's passed down from one generation to the other. They are people who actually grew with all this happening around them. So it came very naturally. They just naturally imbibed them. And here is a beautiful couple. And they've been weaving for decades now. And when I actually see them, I feel they're not just weaving threads, they're weaving their hopes, their dreams and tradition into beautiful silk sarees. Let's just go a little bit closer so you can see what we are weaving. So this is Aruna. And she's the wife. She's weaving this beautiful black, red, ivory and gold. Four very, very beautiful contrasting colors coming together. And this is the reverse side of the sari. It's 100% hand loom, as you can see. It's a pit loom, which means she's actually sitting in a pit. And this is their home. And I'll show you something interesting. So what makes Ikat so fascinating? So here, this is how the Ikat yarns are processed before they are woven. So it's the exact same sari that she's weaving. Look at the beautiful colors and you know how they are actually dyed. It's a very, very complex process. It's a very complex mathematical process, and we'll get to that in a bit. Here is Aruna's husband, Anjaneyaloji, and look at him weaving a beautiful maroon and pink Ikat sari. It gives us so much pride, you know, at Shobitam to bring their beautiful artistry to a global audience. So, very, very happy to really work with artisans across India and take their talent globally to beautiful patrons like you who appreciate this art. And what we're going to do is, we're going to show the weaving while I move to the other room where all the dyeing work happens. So I really want to show you because it's really, really fascinating. You have to see this. And we'll showcase the saris from there. So Prashant, why don't you show this while we move to the other room? And now we're going to do a little bit of a transition as we move to the other room where the dye and the yarn preparation work happens. So I'm going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Here we are. Look at this beautiful setting around me. So this is the room where the yarn is being prepared. Isn't it fascinating? Now this is a technique that doesn't happen with any of the other weaves. So Ikat really is so unique, so fascinating. Look at that. So I'll explain this in a bit, but today's show So today's show is a tribute to the timeless tradition of ikat, which is a very unique textile art. It's formed by resist dye. So it's a multi-step process, right from actually drawing the designs on a piece of graph paper. Let me show that to you. It's a very complex mathematical process. So it's all geometric. Look at this. So you have a graph sheet where the designs are first drawn, and then they're actually translated on this yarn. So this type of yarn setup you don't find in any of the other sarees. You don't find this in Kanjivarams, you don't find this in Banaras. It's a very unique resist dyeing technique. So the design is exactly translated. It's drawn by pen. And then what happens is, look at that. Let's go there. Actually here, let's come here. So right where these markings are, threads are being tied. So this twine is actually wound around them tightly. Now what does resist dyeing really mean? So this area where it's dyed does not absorb ink, does not absorb the dye because it's tied, and the rest of it does. Then they will remove that particular segment and tie it with rubber. So it's really a multi-step process. It takes a month just to prepare the yarns before it's actually being woven. So that's why our handloom ikat sarees are a true labor of love. And at Shobitam, our endeavor is to bring the timeless art of textile art traditions from all over India to you. So today's show really is a tribute to the timeless ikat technique, and we have many other sarees as well. So let's go take a look at the dye process. I'm going to give the saree to you. One minute. So let's go check out the dye process. Come. So here's where the segments of yarns are actually being dyed. You can see the dye actually being heated up, so it can really absorb well. And then every time a new segment is tied, be it with the twine or be it with rubber, it's dipped into it to get a new color. So the lighter colors are dyed first, then they are opened, and the next segment is tied, and the darker colors next. So it's a multi-step process. The more colors there are in your sari, the more complex the weave is. And now let's go back. And these are actually the yarns for the dupattas. Look how beautiful, how vivid, how colorful they are. And these are the yarns for the saris. It is so beautiful, so amazing, and I'm really proud to see this tradition, this beautiful textile tradition alive, not just alive but also thriving. And thanks to patrons like you who really appreciate all things handmade, be it handloom, be it the handmade work that goes behind the scenes. So on that note, let's get started. We're going to start with the ikat sarees that we picked from this particular loom, and then we'll move on to other categories. And I know you always ask for a code. So today's code for a special discount is IKKAT with a double K, IKKAT. So that's the special code. And let's set up the camera here and we'll get started. So from the journey of raw yarns, silk yarns like this, to a beautifully woven ikat sari is the timeless tale of ikat. So today's show again is a tribute to the ikat sari textile tradition, and on that note we finally get started. So here is going to be our very first sari. This beautiful sari this pattern is called a shadow design. So wherever there are outlines, you will see a black shadow to it. So it has this shadow kind of a 3D effect to it. So this beautiful sari comes in a Prussian blue shade with a red contrast. It's a zari-less design to really bring out the beauty of the ikat geometry. And it's a very dense weave. So just as I showed you, every segment of yarn has to be carefully dyed. And the more intricate, the closer the motifs are, the more amount of work there is, the more amount of precision you need. So it's all about a lot of care that goes into it, a lot of skill that goes into it, and also, you know, some hands are really gifted. You know, they produce finer weaves than other hands, and at Shobitam our endeavor is really to, you know, find who those expert weavers are and get the best collection for you. So here is a beautiful Prussian blue sari in the shadow design. Look closely. And I love the colors. There's like a red, there's white, there's black, and there's a mustard. And it comes with a beautiful pallu, the classic ikat pallu, and a red blouse piece to complement it. And this is what the sari looks like when it is draped. And as I'm wearing it, I so wish I had chosen this sari today. I think it goes perfectly with the blouse too. So here is a very, very pretty shadow design ikat pure silk sari. And as I'm showing these saris to you, the links are actually being posted. So you can see more details such as the price, more pictures, the description, all of that. So we'll start with the ikat saris first before moving on to the other categories. Here is the next sari. It's a lovely mint green shade. So very light pastel, pleasing color. And look at these beautiful motifs like little domes, and there are designs here and very dainty white buttas scattered across the body. So very unique design. So all the saris, all the ikat saris that I'm showcasing today are new designs, which means we've not shown them on Shobitam before. So a very charming sari, and it will go perfectly well with a white blouse or a purple blouse. So here is a mint green pure silk ikat sari with these arches, and it comes with a lovely ikat blouse piece as well, so it's not your plain blouse. So here is your sari, and because of these geometric designs, there's a lot of statement. It really never fails to make an impression. So that's the beauty of the geometry of the ikat. The next sari is a lovely rust orange, very pretty shade, and with a beautiful purple. And again, it's got these dainty buttas across the body. Look at this. And it's a very flattering color. So here is your rust orange, and it has this beautiful purple ikat panel and a beautiful kanchi border. Some of you like big borders, some of you like shorter borders. We have both today. So here is the next sari. I really love the color combination. You know, the beauty of the weave really comes out when you have vivid, sharply contrasting shades, and the sari is all about that. And a lovely pallu and a matching blouse piece. And if you're wondering, you can get all the any sari that you buy from Shobitam, you can absolutely get the blouses done from us. So I think this looks great. The rust and the purple contrast each other so beautifully. So here is your second sari, and like I said, the links are being posted. Alright, moving on. This is another beautiful mint green sari. This time with zari checks across the body. Look closely. And this is an ikat kanjivaram. Now what exactly is an ikat kanjivaram? Now this sari is woven right here in Pochampalli. So it's an ikat weave, but the zari design is inspired by the rich kanjivaram borders. So it's called a fusion sari with the artistry, the design artistry of an ikat, but with beautiful, rich, opulent kanchi borders. So it really has the best of both, and it comes in a very beautiful combination of your mint green. It's got temple borders too, and 4 rows of these beautiful elephant borders and resham buttas. So very fascinating sari, and I really love the combination. The combination of a light color against a dark one never fails to impress. So here is your next saree, and it comes with this beautiful blouse piece to match. And if you're wondering what the saree looks like when it is draped, I think it looks amazing. So see how rich it is. It's got the design elements of ikat, but with the opulence of Kanjivaram. It really can't get any better than this. And here is your gorgeous pallu. Alright. The next sari is a mubbagam, or a three-part sari. So this sari makes a bold statement. It's framed with ikat borders and ikat pallu, and it comes with this beautiful red blouse piece. And look at the body of the sari. It's got these three bold colors. It's got ivory, it's got black, and it's got a Prussian blue. So very fascinating, and I'm sure the sari will make a statement when you wear it with a white blouse and let the colors do the talking. So here is your next sari. A bold and beautiful ikat sari in sharply contrasted shades. So we just got here last evening, and we picked up a whole bunch of saris, designs that we had given some time back. And it's always nice to see, how they come to life. Because sometimes when you perceive a particular color combination or perceive a particular design, you're not really sure of what the outcome would be. Because the weavers, we sort of co-create with our weavers, they bring in their design elements too. But we're never sure till it actually comes to life. And this beautiful sari is a twill design. It's called a twill design. If you look closely, you'll see designs that are formed by little dots. And you just saw how difficult or how time consuming, how laborious it is to weave every segment, to dye every segment, to make the pattern. So think of the amount of time and effort that would have gone into this particular sari. Right from drawing the design to translating it on the graph sheet, then from the graph sheet to the yarn, tying different segments, dyeing it, again and again, and then finally weaving it. And you know what? There are so many errors that actually happen during the process, because of which some saris, never see the light of day. So a sari as beautiful as this, it's really a pleasure and joy to see something like this. So it's a beautiful mauve shade with a twill design, rich Kanjivaram borders, and that's not all. It's got this Ambari design, or the Royal Elephant Procession green panel. So rich red Kanchi border, green Ambari design panel, a lovely twill design body framed with your beautiful red Kanchi borders. So this is an ode to the ikat tradition. And here is the pallu. Now you must be wondering, oh my god, none of the saris had finished. Yes, they're not, because like I said, we just got here last evening. But don't worry, every sari that you purchase from us will be finished. All silk saris will be finished with tassels, and you'll have the falls and piku done too, so you don't have to worry about it. And this beautiful sari comes with this gorgeous blouse piece. So it's a play of colors, it's a play of geometry, and rich zari work, all in. There are different techniques that go into play into an ikat sari. There is one very famous technique called the Martha's design, and this sari is a Martha's design. Now what it means is, if you look at this particular setup, you see one end tied against so many. A Martha's setup is actually far more complex than this, where you have a double of this. So you have rows here and you have rows on the other side, and the outcome is this. A beautiful maroon shade, like more like an aubergine kind of a shade, with this rich crane motifs. Now, these motifs, these nature motifs are inspired by the sights and scenes around the place. So, you know, wherever there are saltwater bodies, you see these birds, you will see those motifs in your sarees, be it the Sambalpuri or the Pochampalli ikat. So here is your next saree, a beautiful Martha's design crane saree. So Martha's design is basically a technique, and this is the saree. Now, the weaves have to constantly keep innovating in terms of designs, right? And one way to do it is being inspired by other weaves, other designs around the country. So this saree is exactly that. It's a Rangkat inspired design. Look closely. So you will see the Banarsi Rangkat design, very, very similar to this. And you have these nice colors. And that's not all. 2 lines of zari on the lower border. So it actually has zari here, it has zari here and here. So 2 rows on the bottom, 1 row on the top. Lovely chevron pattern. Look closely, it's a very, very fine design. And a lot of work has gone into keeping these designs as precise as possible. Look closely. And it has a light frost tone to it. So it's not that sharp colors. It's got a soft frost tone to it. And look at this ikat panel with the zari framed around it. So it really is a labor of love. So here is your next saree, and I'm going to showcase what the pallu looks like. So it's got a zari pallu, and this is the blouse piece. This is the blouse piece with a lot of ikat designs as well. So absolutely no shortcuts. And I'll tell you what, this will look gorgeous on the sleeve design. This beautiful sleeve. So imagine a 3/4 sleeve with this beautiful design. Zari on the top, zari at the bottom, and this beautiful panel. So here is your next saree, and this is what it looks like. Moving on. So the next saree says it's a slate grey, but it's actually a lovely light amethyst. It looks like grey from far, but it's a dusty amethyst tone. And I really love because it's a very rare combination. Again, there are 3 rows of zari on top, zari here with an ikat panel in between. Look at this, beautiful, very elegant color combination. And whenever there's ivory, it adds a lot of elegance. And look at this gorgeous blouse piece. And this is what the saree looks like when it is free. A very, very warm welcome to everyone who's joining in. I can see all the names here. And if you're wondering what the code is for today, there's a special code that you can use for a limited time to avail a discount. And the code for today is IKKAT. IKK80. So with a double K. IKK80. IKKAT. And this is the next side. Alright. Now on to tissue sarees. We have 2 tissue sarees today. Very, very similar. I'm going to show you one because this really, really looks amazing. I'm very sure it's prettier when worn. I have something very similar in a different design, but same color. It's like a bronze kind of a color. Look at the sheen. Now, if you thought that ikat itself is complex, think of the amount of labor and skill that would have gone into weaving a beautiful tissue saree. So pretty. These motifs are geometric motifs. They resemble marigold flowers and lovely color. And this is what the saree looks like when it is stitched. So it's got everything to it. It's handloom, it's a labor of love, beautiful design, lovely contrast, and it's opulent because of the tissue. So here is your next saree. And it comes with a tissue blouse piece, a contrasting red tissue blouse piece. Oh, I love this saree. I love this combination. I always love black. I'm sure many of you do as well. So here is another Ikat Kanjivaram saree in black and blue. So this is like an Ananda blue shade, and I love the bold geometric motifs. So this is like a butta pattern. Sometimes you have a jal pattern, sometimes you have a butta pattern. This is a beautiful butta pattern saree. Zari anchal, beautiful wide zari borders, and an ikat blouse piece. And I think black and this shade of turquoise blue look amazing. And this is what the saree looks like when it is stripped. So if you want to go into a gathering and you want your saree to do the talking, here is one of them. And we have many more. So here's your next saree. Alright. Like I said, designs have to constantly innovate. Sometimes we learn from other weaves. This is again a Banarsi inspired design, very similar to your Ramkat weave. It's purple on the top, very intricately woven design, and the bottom actually has beautiful colorful peacocks. Now let me bring this closer. Look at these peacocks here. So beautiful peacocks on top, and it comes with a deep pink contrast, and this is what the saree looks like when it is stripped. So it's almost like a kaleidoscope here of colors. And this is your next saree. It's a zari-less design. It's a nice, beautiful, thick weave. And this is the pallu. So pallu actually reminds me of the Paitani design with 3 African parrots. And here is the pallu. And it comes with a beautiful pink blouse piece for contrast. Alright. The next saree is also a very interesting one. I really loved it. Loved it for the color contrast. Loved it for the buttas. So you don't really see woven thread buttas as much on ikat. This saree has it. So it has resham buttas. These are actually called Rudraksha buttas. If you look closely, they resemble the Rudraksha seed. So it's got resham buttas, it's got zari buttas, and it's got a wide ikat panel. And this is your khaddi zari. This particular design or this particular pattern of the zari weave is called the khaddi design. It's got this nice ikat panel, and the color contrast is timeless. Your classic off-white with a contrasting shade. So it's got red, it's got green, it's got off-white, and it's got gold. What more can you ask for? So here is your next saree. I think it'll look really nice when you drape it in full. And it goes with a red blouse piece, also with the pink. So this is your next saree. Okay. So we're going to show you more sarees, but I do want to tell you that we just launched, or we're just launching a new set of blouses. I know we always want to constantly refresh our blouse wardrobe as well. So the next set of designs are in. We just got the photo shoot done 2 days back, and we'll be releasing them in the next 1 week. I just want to give you a sneak peek of the designs that we did. And this is all, feedback coming from you, the colors that you prefer, the designs that you're looking for. So here is one. I thought this looks very pretty. It's come out really well compared to, when we actually imagined it. So a beautiful purple to go with many of your sarees. It'll even go with colors such as your rust orange, it'll go with yellow, it'll go with chartreuse green. So, and it'll go with purple as well. So here is a purple pure raw silk blouse. And look at the handwork. All of this is handwork. It comes in a beautiful jewel design with 2 rows of stones. There's Zardosi work and beautiful beads dangling below. And we gave it a nice poof neck. Look at this. And there's jewel design on the sleeve as well with little buttas. So, and the back is a curved V, and the latkans have work too. And if you want any kind of customization done for this, we are absolutely happy to do it. So it looks super gorgeous when worn. So please do stay tuned. This collection will come out soon. I'll just show you one more blouse before we move on to our sarees. So lime green, a lot of you asked for lime green. So we did lime green and magenta. This is handwork, 100% handwork. You can see, completely done by hand. So beautiful Persian design, rose jal on the back and in the sleeve. And it comes with a leaf neck design in the front. And beautiful color because you can pair it with so many of your sarees. You don't really have to worry about pairing it only with a green or a pink. You can pair it with so many of your sarees. And this pure raw silk also has work done. Now this is machine work, but it's got work all done and it's pure raw silk. Alright. The next saree is called the Chennai checks saree. So look at this. So this dainty checks is called the Chennai checks pattern, and it comes with a half border ikat pattern. So Chennai checks on the top, a beautiful ikat panel on the bottom, and a nice English shade of blue, red and white. So here is the saree. Very interesting, very stylish, and you can pair it with a fashionable blouse to give it that modern twist. So here is your next saree, and it looks just as cool as it is to me. So here is your next saree, and this is the purple, and it comes with a red plain blouse piece. Now all Shobitam sarees, for those of you who are just joining in, will be ready to wear with false pico done. All silk sarees, all linen sarees have tassels done as well. If you want your blouses tailored from us, we are absolutely happy to do that for you. We can do any pattern of your choice. We can customize them, make them to your measurements as long as the fabric permits. So please do check out our custom blouse stitching option. Alright, the next saree is again an ikat saree. It's a Ganga Jamuna, but what makes it come to life is the color. It's a beautiful golden yellow. Look at this, very pretty shade, and that's not all. It's got digital print all over to give it that contemporary touch to it, and it has this ikat blouse piece and pallu, and it's very pretty, very very pretty, very unique. Love the colors, beautiful contrast, and it's got print on it. So it's got this contemporary element to the classic ikat. Now classics are one thing again which never ever go out of style. You can never go wrong with them, and here is one of those sarees. The next saree is called Zari checks all over. So nice zari checks all over with elephant and bird designs, and beautiful pink equal width borders on both sides. And this is what the saree looks like when it is stitched. So at Shobitam, the voice of the customer is really really important to us. A lot of what we show to you is based on feedback that comes from you. You tell us, these are the colors that you're looking for this particular season, or you tell us that, this is the price point that you're looking for, or these are the designs that you're looking for, and we try to make that happen. So the next saree is, somebody asked for a grey and white. So here is a grey and white, and I really love this. It's zari-less, it's very simple, it's understated statement. Lovely scallops on the bottom and beautiful buttas all in the ikat weave, and it's got this nice contemporary element to it, and a beautiful pallu and blouse piece. So this is what the saree looks like when it is stitched. I really liked this one too. Not that I didn't like the others, I love each and every saree I showed you. So here is your next saree. is one of my favorite colors, and here is a beautiful silver grey. Really love this combination. It's got the reticate or the two-line zari border, beautiful temples. So imagine if you had a sari without the temples, it would be something different. The temple really adds a lot more contrast, a lot more statement. So here is a silver grey, wide borders on both sides, and this is the pallu. I love this combination, and I'm very sure it will look even more prettier when we pair it with a maroon blouse. So here is your next sari, and totally brought to life by these weavers and artisans. So, you know, the next time you buy a sari, a handmade sari, you're not just buying a piece of textile, you're buying a piece of our culture, you're buying a piece of our tradition. So here is the next sari. These saris truly are a celebration of all that. I like this color. It's like a frost yellow, more like a sandalwood color. If you imagine sandalwood with a little bit of haldi, this is what it would be. It's got buttas in green and red, and the border is gold and silver. So two color borders in gold tone zari and silver tone zari. So two tone zari borders, and it's got temples as well, and beautiful zari palla, and gorgeous maroon blouse piece. Like I said, you know, a light against a dark contrast is always so enchanting. I mean, it never fails to make a statement. So here is your next sari. Okay. So this is a rose design sari, Ikat Kanjipuram. I just love the colors. You know, white and purple is a combination that many of you love. I personally like it too. And here is this gorgeous design with a bridal theme, like a bride going on a palanquin. And here is the pallu, and this is the blouse piece, a beautiful ikat blouse piece. And this is what the sari looks like when it is draped. So this is what the sari looks like. It looks very pretty because the work is very dense. The colors are vivid, but at the same time, you know, not too overpowering, and the purple really balances the whole thing. So here is your next sari. Again, a very warm welcome to all of you who are just joining in. Welcome to the Shobitam Crumb Show right here from Pochampalli. If you're wondering where we are, this is Pochampalli in Telangana, where ikat saris are woven. So there are very few places in India where actually ikat saris are woven. They're done in Patola, they're done in Sambalpur, and they're done here in Pochampalli. So there are very few places where actually ikat is famous because the saris turn out to be really great. And this particular cluster is one of them. Alright. And here is your next sari. It's a chevron design. Again, I really love the color. Many of you asked for bottle green. Here is a bottle green with red on top, orange and red on the bottom. So two-tone zari, and like I said, geometry never fails to impress. It's always got that contemporary element to it. So here is your next sari in beautiful bottle green against orange and red. Alright. Okay, one more ikat sari before we move on to other categories. Here is a lime green, and we dressed it up. We really dressed it up with handwork, and you know, many of you liked it. So many of you have actually got handwork done for the saris that you purchased from us. So this is another option. If you like any sari that you see on Shobitam and you want handwork to be done on top of it, please do reach out to us. We can make it happen. So here is your next sari. You can see all this is completely done by hand. So it's got kattana, it's got dainty sequins, it's got resham kadai work. So there's work on the pallu, there's light work on the front. So there's light work on the front just for a little bit of highlight, a little bit of work on the bottom, and there's work on the blouse piece. Okay, so here is your next sari. It looks very pretty. So that cut work, that hand work adds, adds something that makes your sari really stand out, because you don't get to see this too often. And the sari has a nice panel to it. And look at the color. Very charming. Very charming, very light. Okay, so now these next set of saris are really something out of the ordinary, because we got them done. You won't find these anywhere else, and I can guarantee that. This is a very new fabric. It's a Kanjipuram pure tissue raw silk. So look at this rich Kanchi borders. Look at this rich Kanchi borders. The fabric is tissue raw silk. So tissue raw silk, Kanchi borders, and this shade is like a rust orange, and we got handwork done. So look at all the glittering work here in the front. So we did a beldar design, like a vine design, with beads, sequins and kardana. And look at this lovely anchal. So it really stands out. There is the tissue shine that comes. There is a rich Kanchi border, the zari work, and there is handwork. So there's really so much that's going on in this particular sari without making it too long. So here is your next sari, and it's got work on the sleeves as well. It's got buttas all over the body. So this is your next sari, and there's actually a model photo of this. You can see the video to see what the sari looks like. And that's proof to see how gorgeous this sari is. And we've done the same thing in pink with a slightly different design. So this also is a tissue Kanjipuram pure raw silk sari. So it's a tissue and raw silk weave, and it's a pink. And look at this design. These are all designs that we created. Look at this. I love paisleys, and it's got this beautiful design, tassels, Kanchi border, and this gorgeous mango in the front. So there is work in the front. You have this beautiful glittering pallu, a nice body, sheen from the body because it's pink and gold, zari borders, and again buttas all over the body. These are completely handmade. So all the work that you see is completely handmade. And you know what, as we meet our weavers, as we meet our artisans who do the handwork, when we tell them, some of you give us feedback, you send us your pictures, you send us your videos, and when we show them this, it really gives them so much joy, because otherwise they've never seen who the final person who owns that particular piece of art is. So when we show them that picture, or when we give them that feedback, it really fills their heart. So thanks to everyone, who's shared your gorgeous, your compliments, your, your feedback. It really makes our day. So thanks for that. Okay. Now this next sari is a pre-order sari. Pre-order meaning the sari is not for sale because it's taken already. I'm so sorry about that, but we can weave that for you. It will take approximately 6 weeks to weave this particular one. It's called a rainbow sari. It's a tissue sari. It's a Banarsi Kadiyal border sari. What is Kadiyal? Kadiyal is basically the border woven separately, the body woven separately, and as they are being woven, they are interlocked. So it's a rainbow sari, a pre-order sari where it will take 6 weeks. This one is not for sale, unfortunately. And this is what it would look like when it is woven. The person who actually wove this thought that I should keep it, but I said no, and then somebody else took it. So look at this. I really love the play of colors. These are light pastel tones. Beautiful lavender, orange, like a peach, cream, and so on. Beautiful meenakari borders, and here is the purple. And of course, whenever you get your own sari, it will be done with false frequent tassels. This is not easy to make, and it's tissue. It's tissue, Banarsi, pure silk sari with a rainbow design and meenakari borders. So this is what the sari looks like when it is woven. And again, if you purchase this today, it will be made just for you. So the sari will be woven just for you, and the link is actually being posted. Okay, moving on to Mysore silks, but here is some good news for you. Some of you want to see more made to wear. So let's say you're going for your temple visit, or you're going for your daughter's dance class, or whatever, you're looking for outfits, or for something for a casual evening and so on. So we're doing these Georgette suits, and this is one of them. We have a few more as well. These are very practical, they look very stylish. You can pair them with leggings, or you can get ankle length pants done. Both are very, very trendy, and it's got handwork done. So all of these have been designed in house. So here is one, white with gold and blue. It's got work on the sleeves, work on the border, and we can custom make them. Let's say you're looking for a particular fit, we can absolutely make that happen for you. You're looking for a different neckline, you're looking for a different back design, we can absolutely make that for you. You want it more grander with more work, all of that is possible. So we have a new collection coming up, so please stay tuned. Okay, moving on to Mysore silks. No show is complete without Mysore silks, right? Because they are so fluid, we all love it. And here is a new design. It's got beautiful peacocks, and it's got a row of elephants right above the border. Look at this. And I'm showing this particular combination because it never goes out of style. So it's a beige with a red border, and the blouse is really, really fancy. It's inspired by Banarsi designs. This design will remind you of your classic Banarsi palla, right? Because Mysore silk sarees by themselves have those simple lines. They don't have fancy pallus, but this is inspired by Banarsi patterns, something very new, very refreshing. And here is the blouse piece. The blouse piece is very pretty. So it's got jal work all over it, and this is the blouse piece. Look at the border, and look at the border. And look at this combination, very artfully done. So this is your next pure Mysore silk crepe sari in beige and red. I'm going to show you a couple more. The next one is like an ivory shade with a turquoise border, and it's got two-tone zari. So there are golden checks, podi kattam, or very, very minute, almost like powder thin zari stripes across the body, buttas. And I'll tell you why podi kattam is so difficult to weave, because Mysore silk is a different fabric. It's got a different tension, a different tensile strength to it. The zari has a different tensile strength to it. So if you imagine weaving both of them together, it's not easy at all. It looks seamless here, but it's very, very difficult. It requires a lot more skill. And this is your silver zari and the gold tone zari, and classic combination. And this is what the pallu looks like. This is your pallu, and this is your blouse piece in ivory. And so again, a very, very pretty sari. Okay, the next one is the exact opposite. It's a very lively shade, a really, really bright chartreuse color, and with two side skirt borders. So really